in the highest achieving countries, there are certain things that teaching has in common. And we find three different features of teaching, or we call them learning opportunities for students, that are important for deep learning. The first of these is productive struggle. You have to find a way to help students actually struggle and exert effort if they're going to learn. And this is something that's difficult in our own culture because a lot of people assume learning is supposed to be fun. In fact, we teach our students that learning is supposed to be fun when, as it turns out over time, if learning's fun, it turns out you actually don't learn very much or you don't learn very deeply. So there's always this struggle, or even what I would call a suffering component in learning. And anybody who's ever learned something hard that takes years and years to learn has experienced what that is. The other thing you need, though, is you can't just discover and struggle your way into deep learning. You also need to have connections to the core concepts in a field. And this is especially true in fields like mathematics and science, where the core concepts that students need to understand don't necessarily come naturally. So they need to be introduced by the teacher. So it's this combination of struggle and being in a situation where you can connect what you're struggling with to core concepts in a field. And then the third thing is, over time, you need what we call deliberate practice versus rote practice. There's a whole lot of research in the study of experts and expert performance that shows just doing something rotely over and over does not lead to learning. You can feel like you're learning because you see yourself busy working over and over, doing the same things, but over time, that kind of practice does not yield learning. What does yield learning is deliberate practice. That's practice where each new time you try something, there's some variation that introduces new variation, new challenges, a new range of contexts in which the learning can apply. So those three things are critical for learning all over the world.